Don't tell Debbie I'm sneaking up on her.
She's sneaking up on you.
Shh, Thomas.
I can smell the chocolate.
It's chocolate caramel with sea salt.
Yum.
Wow, Debbie. Looks like you're doing something freeform.
Yes, it's going somewhat similar to a signet ring, kind of.
Oh,
but it's definitely it's a right hand ring, so it's going to have the contours to the right hand. And I'm just going to eyeball it, basically. It's going to have some jades, a little half moon purple jade, and 3 little green jades.
ooh, it has some significance then. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this is one. Are you green? Are you? You're not gridding it.
I'm not gridding it, but I am going to center the hole, as you can see. Now that I've sized I've used my ring
Sizing device with the blade.
cutter.
Yeah.
And this is pretty much always the case. Once you get your ring up to the size, the hole is no longer centered. So
Oh yeah, I can see you are actually quite a bit off.
Yeah, I'm gonna measure that.
Using your trusty dividers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're off by a couple millimeters.
Yeah.
It's important if you don't get the hole centered before you start for your finger, then you're going to be hopelessly off center. You'll never get it back. That's
Yeah,
kind
so
of
that's a
dire,
lot.
but yeah. So you're going to have to trim off of one side.
And probably it'll be the opposite side on the other side for some reason.
Because there was
a twist
an
in
angle
there.
to the,
Yeah.
that's your cut side.
Yeah.
Now you've drawn
Very
on
short period of
top
time.
with your Sharpie though,
Yeah.
to get a basic
Yeah.
place to start.
And so now I can see that I was using the top as my center, and my hole is actually the center of my hole is more like right there. So I'm off. Needs to all come over a little bit. But this is why I love Sharpies. You can just do a super fast line to get your shanks to meet up. There's my...
Well, yeah, you want to come on a freeform ring, coming down around the back of the shank to make sure that everything meets is important. It can even be at an angle, but it does have to get together at the same place. So you got a wax blade in there. So now you're just hacking off chunks. Key to the wax blade is to not be whacking off a chunk on the opposite side that you don't intend. I've been waiting for Debbie to do a freeform wax so we can show the gay abandon with which waxes can actually be carved on occasion. Now she's got a rotary file. This way you can kind of cut away planes of it. Always checking back to the top of the ring to make sure you're staying true to your proportion and design. She's always checking her lines though and making sure that she's not cutting inside of her lines yet.
We'll get there.
You want to take everything down on the perimeter sort of evenly, changing from side to side. If you try to take everything down on one side and then go to the other side, you'll invariably be off.
Totally sounds like we're going to take off here, but we're not.
But this is a little disc sander, and it will grind off quite a bit quickly. Why I don't need to put a secondary line in it, because I'm just going up to that line. Really obnoxious, Debbie.
I know.
But it's quick. But you were stopping every few seconds to check and see what you'd done. So
yeah, just to make sure I didn't go inside my lines.
yeah.
So this doesn't have to be a super tall ring because those are cabs and they'll stick up.
Cabochons meaning cabs meaning cabochons, which are flat-bottom stones, so you do not need to allow for a culet, which always affects the thickness of a ring. She's going to cut down the top. This is very subtractive wax making. Some wax making is more additive, where you build it out of wax versus carving it out of wax. I think I prefer this. I've always preferred this.
I haven't done additive
Not much.
intentionally for many, many years.
It's a pain. I'm just going to flatten the top. Some of that nice gridded sandpaper that allows the wax to fall through.
Okay.
So you want to do that from side to side too, because you'll get a slope on doing that process usually. So turn it.
So now I can see my lines are starting to, I like the way this is looking. I like the way this is looking. So I'm just going to start to bring everything in. Same here. Even it up. Make sure I don't go inside my line here.
This is not a terribly sculptural ring. It's a basic, simple form with some curving aspects, but you're not going to be doing a lot of hollowing or sculpting on it. The real interest in this ring will come from the stones themselves. But it's beyond a simple signet because it does have the ergonomic feature that will fit to a person's angled webbing. That is not common in a signet ring. Using a half-round wax file, double-ended.
Looks like a rasp.
Excellent tool. You must have one. You just must.
Okay, so this side's quite a bit narrower than this side.
Uh-huh.
7, that is 5. So I'm going to sort of even this up a little bit. Side's wider, which is fine because this is going to be on the outside of the finger where the wide webbing is. Okay.
Right.
So I'm going to leave this little spot here so I know which side is what. If I round it off, then I'll constantly be flipping it around and not know where I'm at. So
All right.
I'm just going to leave that one there for now. Reestablish my little oval.
And even those you're pretty much eyeballing.
Yeah, totally eyeball.
Gosh, you're good.
okay. Hands aren't perfect. It all gets fine-tuned.
And she's always supporting with her bench pin, and just at this moment filing right into the bench pin because that helps her file the wax where she wants it. You sacrifice that bench pin. It's a little workhorse for us.
Yeah.
That's why they get so chewed up. They get shorter and shorter as time goes by. It takes a while.
Okay, so you can see with just a few strokes, I've already gotten it kind of more evened.
Yeah. I'm back.
I heard your squeaky shoes.
Oh, the shoe.
Something was squeaky.
The boot.
Oh, the boot. Frankenboot.
I'm not going to respond to that. Let's talk about your wax.
Okay, here we go.
Well, it's looking better.
Yeah.
More rounded and shaped.
So I definitely know which side's what now. This side's wider, this side's narrower.
And that's intentional.
Yeah. And it's going to be an asymmetrical wax in the actual design of the piece as well. There's going to be a gold inset. It's not really a crescent moon, but sort of something.
We're going to sneak up to her on this side. Hey, Deb. Now where are you in this little process?
Fitting these little stones in. See how they...
Oh, you textured the background, too.
Yeah, the background's going to be textured, and then this little gold thing's going to kind of be taller and wrap around a little bit.
And how will those stones be set in there?
Flush set.
So you'll cut little holes for them, and then... Oh, you're going to melt them in?
Yeah, for now.
The jade will tolerate that.
Yep.
Okay, Deb is using her wax pen to heat the jade and press it into the wax for placement.
So that's as far as I'm going to go until he gets to look at it, and I'll polish it up. And
Okay, let's look at the profile and everything on that. Looks nice, but it's still fairly rustic.
yeah,
But
I'll polish it.
you've got nice proportions. It's a man's ring.
Yep.
So he doesn't want it wimpy.
Right, and there's a little bit of contouring at the top.
And the texture on the sides, it'll be smooth, but
Yeah.
the top will have this kind of divoted, faux hammered look.
Yep.
And it's a little concave, isn't it?
Yep. So there's more going on than what you see just looking at a sketch.
Yeah, for sure. The sketch is a little plain.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to be very pretty.
It'll be silver and it'll probably be oxidized, so the texture will show up more. The contrast between the oxidized silver and the gold will be vivid.
Oh, yeah. Will you use 18?
I don't know yet. I think he's got some green gold left,
Ooh.
so just put a little piece in there.
Okay. Well, looking good.